I'm Tyson at AdventureRig, and I recently did an install of a Cheetah Factory Racing mountain rack on a 2013 Polaris Pro RMK 800. This is a little bit of a review of the installation process for this rack. When they send you the rack, it does come with whatever attachments that you ordered already assembled on the rack. These are the board ski attachments. We're skiers, but the only reason we have friends is because we have snowmobiles, and those guys are sometimes snowboarders. So with this rack, you can either carry skis or snowboards with this attachment. It's really awesome from them. Now the rack itself wasn't too bad of an install, but I wasn't really super happy with the hardware they sent for it. With this 2013 Pro, it's got channels on either side that you can slide bolts into and bolt things to the tunnel without having to drill through. Now the bolts that CFR sent are these carriage screws, and they have a little bit of a square end on them. So you slip those into the track. The problem I was having is that it's not a great fit, and they spin just a little bit back and forth. So I put the rack on. Since there was a little bit of movement in there, I actually had to take it back off. I wasn't happy where I had it. And when I went to loosen the screw, since it had kind of cocked sideways in the track when I tightened it, when I went to loosen it, now that track was just a little bit wider right there, it actually started to spin inside of that. So what I ended up doing was going to the hardware store and purchasing elevator bolts. Now, as you can see on the ends of these, one's a heck of a lot bigger than the other. So with the elevator bolt, I had to file down a couple sides of it so that it would slip into the track. But then once it was in the track, because it's a lot bigger, it's actually the end of the bolt that's preventing it from spinning, although it still has that square end on it, which this square end is slightly bigger than the hardware that they sent for it. Now also, there aren't any holes pre-drilled, so you pre-drill the holes in the rack before installing it, which if you have a punch and some drill bits and a drill, it's really not a big deal at all. I also ordered the dime bag for it, which is a nice small waterproof bag, just Velcros right onto the rack. That was not a hard install by any means. So I'm going to use this for a couple weeks, and then there will be a video review of the rack also if you're interested in checking that out. Again, this is made by Cheetah Factory Racing. It's the mountain rack. I'm Tyson at AdventureRig.